Hello, my honeys. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle podcast, and I am your psychic medium who channels not only my ancestors and the ancient Sibyls, but spirit itself. So I want to welcome you to another audio-only podcast channeled message. We're defining it all. But first of all, let me thank my subscribers. Thank you if you are a new subscriber. Thank you if you have been here from the beginning, which hasn't been that long ago. This is a brand new channel. And I just want to thank my subscribers because I really love reading your comments. I love doing personal readings for you. I love just how you're connecting with these messages, and I really appreciate you. I appreciate your upliftment. Because growing a new channel on YouTube is not an easy feat. So I really appreciate you all. If you're brand new here, my name is Kamara, and I welcome you. I do audio only channeled messages, but I also have other material on my channel. So if you want to see my hands and the cards, there's readings like that. I also do some live midnight tea readings where we just kind of dive into general messages from spirit. And there's just a variety of things that are going on in this channel. And I want to invite you to take a look at my brand new website. And this website, www.blackdoveoracle.com, is where you can find out how to get personal readings from me. I also do some spiritual, mystical coaching, and that's available to you as well. And we are also going to be opening up registration sometime in the month of September, just opening the registration for a social dreaming group. We're calling it the Cosmic Dream Temple. I think that's what we're calling it. So if you're interested in that, you can go to my website and get on the list, because I will be sending out some announcements soon on how to participate in that. And this channel is just about the collective opening up to their five senses and their mystical senses, and really just connecting that way as well. We have a lot collectively to share with each other. So all that and a bag of chips. So let's go to this channeled message. It's going to be a long one because I got 6 avatars here. And please know these are collective readings. You can switch around the avatars if you want to. But there's 6 of them, so there's 6 kind of energies collectively coming through as a group. So we're going to see how long this takes, and the timestamps will be in the description box below. What else do I need to tell you? I think that's it. So, we try to make these messages across genders, across sexualities. So, yeah. Take it where it resonates, and we'll just see what comes through. So we are going to get to group number 1. And yeah, I think how we're going to start here, group number 1, is a bit of a vibe check. It just helps when there's 6 groups to know, is this sounding like your group, or is there another group you need to check out? So there's going to be a bit of a vibe check just to let you know something about how they see you, group number 1, and then how they kind of feel like they show up in the relationship. And from there, we're going to look into what is it that they want to change. What is it that they think may be your limit or your deal breaker? And then we're going to look at what their highest self proposes that they do in this connection. Okay. Now, no, this could be someone who's already involved with you, someone you're dating, someone you're married to or partnered to. This could be someone who's crushing on you. So we're going to leave it pretty open. But if Spirit is saying it's a really specific person, I'll let you know. Okay. So, group number 1, let's just go to how they see you, this person. And you may want to just take a moment before I even dive into this to just center your energy so that you can tell if this is your group or not. Group number 1. So group number 1, how do they see you? Well, they definitely see you as a warrior. They see you as someone who, I gotta say, group number 1 is really committed to the things that they believe in. So this person sees you as fearless. They see you as strong. You really do, in many ways, inspire them with your strength and your courage, because I think that there are a few situations where they've seen you have to step up to the plate. I don't know why Spirit is giving me an image of maybe someone in group number 1 having to really step up after a death in the family. You had to step up and be maybe the eldest. Maybe you had to step up and really take on something that person used to take up in the family. This person has witnessed you having to maybe pull a community together. This person has witnessed you having to kind of deconstruct maybe some earlier thought patterns and reconnect maybe with your culture, reconnect with your family and community. This person has witnessed you go through some kind of change, group number 1. And they knew you in a previous kind of version, and now they know you in the version that you have become. And this person, I think they are they're not surprised, but in the same time, they're in awe of just how you've done this. For some of you in group number 1, you've turned your life around. You have taken some difficult situations and you've made them work now. You had to kind of, Spirit is saying, in some cases you had to humble yourself. In some cases you had to really step up and into some kind of leadership position. This person also regards you as someone who's very powerful spiritually. They see you as someone who has defied time, I'm hearing. They've seen you as someone who can channel spirit in a particular way, use the voice of your ancestors to help with the healing. I keep hearing about your community, like the healing of your community, the healing of your family. For some of you, Spirit is coming through here saying that maybe in a previous version of yourself, you were really disconnected from your culture. You were really disconnected from the spiritual practices. And now, group number 1, you heard the calling of Spirit, and Spirit has now kind of put you into a more traditional role in your community. Some of you are now medicine people, shamans, healers in your community, or you're being initiated now in that way. And this person is just witnessing how this new role is taking you into a completely different, I keep hearing a different version of yourself, group number one. I would say lastly that maybe this person hasn't really seen a lot of you lately because you've been traveling. If you didn't live where you were originally born, or you were kind of separated, and even in that way, you may be spending more time with your family or more time with that particular community. And so this person is witnessing you become a real, like, I don't know, here in the States, we would call it like a bi-coastal person, like, half the year you live somewhere and another half of the year you live somewhere else. So I guess you're a traveler. And in many cases, you've moved in such a different direction now. This person, I think, kind of transitioning on to how they see themselves in the connection with you, I think they wonder how they're gonna fit in your life now. I'm not sure if I'm getting strongly, this is a person that you're in an official relationship with. I think at some point you all were contemplating it, and this person has felt like in the relationship, they haven't really been able to kind of show up the way you needed to. Maybe you've been dealing with your own, they were dealing with their own financials situations. And they were seeing where you needed maybe more support, but I think something was happening for them where they couldn't really show up the way that you needed to when you were going through this transition. So in some ways, they feel like they've moved a little bit out of your life, like more on the peripheral because of some things that they just found hard to show up for you, group number one, and take care of the things they had to take care of. I think sometimes they feel like in the relationship, they might have been a little bit more controlling than they wanted to be. They wanted the things to kind of stay the same between the both of you, but they also witnessed that you were going through your own major life changes. And so for them, they started to feel as if they were having unreasonable expectations in the relationship. They started to kind of not work as hard to be in the relationship. They kind of, in some ways, I'm hearing from them, group number one, they felt like they may have not only backed away, but given up a little bit. I don't think you all were official. I think that there were parts in this connection where things could have gone that direction, but then life kind of just did a big shift for both of you. I think this person, in many ways, had a dream for themselves. They saw themselves being successful at something that required a lot of effort. So for some people in group number one, this person was trying to pursue like maybe a professional athletic career or a professional, I'm hearing also acting career, something that requires not only a great amount of skill, but also a little bit of luck when it comes to being very successful in it. And so I think this person was also experiencing challenges around that, like having to kind of keep up their self-esteem, because I don't think things were always moving quickly for them in that direction. And I think that what I'm hearing from them too, group number one, is that they felt like they were always that person that could potentially be something, but they weren't in the relationship with you demonstrating that right now. They always felt like they were having, I don't know, there was something about them not feeling very solid. And then they're seeing you needing something very consistent, and they weren't consistent. They felt like they were going back and forth and trying to make all kinds of adjustments for this dream career they wanted. And so they were just starting to feel like the timing between the both of you, it didn't feel like it was working in terms of the goals that you both had. I would lastly say that this person, they were really caught up in a lot of material things, like how their life should look materially. And because they were experiencing some struggles there, they also just didn't feel up to the task of committing in a relationship with you. I think when they were around you, group number one, their self-esteem was a little challenged. Just because I think there were financial struggles, there were career struggles, they just weren't feeling super grounded. So group one, if this kind of gels with you as the energy of this connection, then this is your reading on what about you makes them want to be a better person. So what is it, I think, what is it that how do they see your relationship right now? I mean, what is it that they see about your relationship with you, group number one? Let's see. We kind of, alluded to that in the energy check. I think what their impression is of your connection is that you deserve someone who's really committed to you. And they felt like they couldn't give you that kind of commitment, one that was going to lead to an engagement, or one that was going to lead to a very solid partnership. They felt like you deserved a higher level of commitment. At the same time, they were very, and still are very, attracted to you. I think in many ways, group number one, you awaken their senses. They feel very embodied when they're in your energy. They like how you smell. They really do. There's something about your perfume or your cologne. It's kind of floral. They love it. Every time they kind of catch a whiff of it, I think it's something that a smell that feels like it comes from a natural place. So if it is like a flower, I don't know why I'm getting the tree and the flower lang lang. I remember some years ago, I was in Tanzania in Dar es Salaam, and I was walking down the street, and I was walking under this tree with a couple of people, and we're like, that smell, oh my God. And we look up, and it's a lang lang tree. And, I've never seen one before. It's such a beautiful tree with these like white flowers, and it smells gorgeous. I mean, we were just like hanging out under this tree. And I was like, I think Spirit was reminding me of that memory, because I think this person lives somewhere where you may wear some kind of floral scent like jasmine or whatever, and they live somewhere where that flower grows naturally. And so when they pass by it, it's like they think of you. They think of this connection. They think of you just in general. I think regardless of the many things that you all have experienced in this connection in terms of a challenge, they see that within the relationship, it's easy for you both to trust each other. There's a great amount of trust. And I think that this person was starting to feel as if that trust could be threatened with some of the things that they were kind of doing. Um, in their mind, they felt like they had to like play the part that they wanted to achieve. And some of that kind of changed their energy. They felt some of that kind of maybe there was a situation where um, it could have almost seemed like a third party situation, and they're even saying right now they regret how that kind of turned out because that wasn't like what it was appearing to be, but they also didn't make the effort with you, group number 1, to correct that. um I think they very much have many passionate feelings for you. I think that if you all have been intimate, this is a person that misses that a lot between the both of you. So that's kind of a little bit about what they think about this relationship. What is it that I think they want to change? Because I think they're alluding to it a little bit, but what is it that they feel like they need to change? What about you makes them want to be a better person? I think this person is saying here, what needs to change is that you think there, what needs to change, and I'm trying to find the right words to say this. What they feel needs to change is your ideas that you don't matter to them, because they're saying quite literally you do. But maybe when you both kind of last saw each other, it was that vibe of you're free to go. Like, go and do what you need to do. I'm going to do what I need to do. And they say that they regret that. They wanted to be a better person and be able to tell you that they actually really love you. They want to be with you. And I guess in order to be this better person, they feel like they need to grow up a little bit. Like they need to be able to do more to sacrifice to be in this connection. I think that what they were thinking was that they haven't put a lot of effort into this connection. And in many ways, they felt like they wanted the rewards of this connection without the effort. So, in many ways, group number 1, how they feel like they could be a better person is putting more energy into this connection by telling you exactly how they feel, and really going through the effort and the process of trying to heal some broken things in this connection. They want to be a better person. They feel very guilty for how they've treated you. That's interesting. Yeah. They feel like they need to open up to you. That's how they could be a better person, is by opening up to you, repairing any kind of missteps with trust between you two, and also being very clear about where they're going. And they don't want it to be like a cycle where they come back to you and, beg to be let in again, and then they are off again when some new opportunity comes. They're saying in order to be a better person in this connection, they need to recognize that they want to show up in a very consistent way. I think right now, group number 1, this person spends a lot of time watching you on social media. They may lurk a little bit because, as I said in the beginning, they recognize a lot of things have changed in your life. You have roles in your community or family They're seeing that you're very important to people and what you're doing is very important. And they feel like to be the person you need, they need to come with some kind of like meaning. They need to add meaning to your life, not distraction, they're saying. That's interesting. So in some ways, they're not sure really, group number one, if they're fully prepared to kind of show up in the energy that you need. This person could be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Doesn't have to be, but that's strongly showing up. Right now, they're very cautious. They are trying to find out where you're at energetically, and they're trying to see if them trying to come back into your life would be a distraction, even though that's really what they want. What about you makes them want to be a better person? The way that you forgive, the way that you've forgiven them in the past, the way that you've treated them with compassion. Sometimes they're saying when they didn't deserve it. They say that they feel your energy often, like when they are kind of just by themselves and you're running across their mind. They're feeling your energy and they're just like, I know that feeling. Just like they know your perfume, your cologne, they know that feeling when it's you. And they're wondering, are we both thinking about each other at the same time? Because they say that they have a very specific feeling that they get in their heart, their chest. Like there's something where they're like, oh, that's group number one. I wonder how they're doing. And in some ways, they're saying they just kind of send you a hello back energetically. And I guess that's been on their mind a lot. Like maybe they're letting this connection just wither away. I think the things that what makes them want to be a better person when it comes to you, group number one, is that even if they've like done some things, you've never let that stop you from doing the things you have to do. They see you as someone who doesn't let disappointment slow you down. And they've also seen in this change that you've gone through lately, they see you as just someone who's much more mature and someone who hasn't allowed disappointment or sadness or stop them from being a really great person, for being selfless, for committing to community and family. The thing about you that makes them want to be a better person is that they see you as this rising star, someone who is doing the most incredible things. And it's going to be hard for them, I think, to come in your life as they are right now. They actually do see they have to get better, be better. And they don't really exactly know what that is yet. But they're seeing that they're going to have to make some major changes, maybe even to just have the courage to even contact you again. That's what I'm hearing. So last few messages. What about you makes them want to be a better person? Simply the life that you're creating. You stepped up and stepped out into who you really are. You found your purpose, you found your mission, And for them, group number one, that encourages them, inspires them to want to find their mission. You're also a very, they imagine, financially stable person. And they don't want to be with you just because of that, but you inspire them to kind of like stabilize themselves. Like, hey, what am I doing here? I think lastly, they see you as this warrior, this fighter, this person who's going to make things happen, going to make things work. And they feel as if they could just tap into that same energy for themselves, they feel like you could possibly want them back. When I said it like that, it felt like a question mark on the end because they're not sure what's completely happening in your life right now. If you have someone, if you're interested in someone, if they're just like completely a no option for you, like they're a little bit in their head. But for sure, group number one, they see you as this incredible warrior, leader, shaman. And that's something they'll never forget. That they once had access to you, that they once had you, I'm hearing, even in their arms, group number one. So group number one, that is the thing about you that makes them want to be a better person. And group number one, if you resonated with any or all of this message, could you please consider giving me a thumbs up? It's just a real simple way to help me grow this channel. It's a beautiful way to offer reciprocity to all the wonderful readers on YouTube, because that energy just continues to flow and the readings get stronger and better, I imagine, from all of the readers. So thank you. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is your official invitation to subscribe to my channel. And if you click that bell, you'll get notified when I upload new channeled messages, tarot readings, and lives. And if this is where we part, group number one, wow, it was very touching to tap into this person's energy. They have a lot of really beautiful feelings for you. And, and some optimism maybe that they can reconnect with you after they've made some changes. Okay, group number one, I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, group number two. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle Podcast. This is your channeled message. What about you makes them want to be a better person? So group number two, we're going to do a little bit of a vibe energy check. And in this one, I'm just going to ask, how do they see you? And maybe how do they see themselves in the relationship? And from there, you could see if this is your group. If it isn't, we have 6 groups this particular reading. So you have more choices. And I'm doing the energy check at the beginning of each one of the groups. So group number 2, let's get into how do they see you? Because there is something that they have to see about you to understand what's kind of sparking them to be a better person. Wow. Group number 2, they see you as this really beautiful water deity. There's something about you that's just like a water angel. Maybe they call you angel sometimes as an endearment. They really might see you as a siren, as a mermaid. They may see you as someone who actually likes those things, who likes the water, who connects, if not with water, with their emotions very well. They really love your eyes. They're kind of like a deep, dark color. Some of you may even have blue streaks in your hair or had at some point. Some of you may like to wear pearls. That's very specific, but this person is saying there's something about you like blue. They like how blue looks on you. But I think overall, they see you as someone that's very emotionally intelligent, group number 2. They see you as someone who they've always been able to have good conversations with and who they could open up to about their feelings. They've always seen you as someone who allows them in, meaning you two share how you feel. You don't block them out. They feel like you have been a person that has allowed them to see past your barriers, maybe things that you don't show other people. They've always felt like a special connection with you, like that you both could take the depths of the relationship to a different level. They've always felt special to you, group number 2. And they say that you are special to them. There's something about the way that you both connect. They feel like it's a connection that's from a higher level. I kind of get from this person that it's often hard for them to when they're talking with others to describe what you two have, because they feel like what you have, group number 2, between the both of you is a very special connection, maybe even cosmic or otherworldly, even though sometimes I feel like this person is not always connected that way or uses that kind of language. This person feels like it's important that both of you share. I'm hearing maybe the same culture, maybe the same religion. There's something that is a bit of a sameness about you both. Because I think the way that you both connect, it has a lot to do with shared experiences or shared ways of being raised together. When I say that, I'm thinking this person may have known you since childhood or had some kind of childhood connection to you. The way they see you, group number 2, is that they feel like you're such a graceful person, but they also feel like you're very fierce. So there's something like really angelic about you, but when it's time for you, like if you're angry or frustrated, you can turn into a straight up, like, do not mess with me kind of energy. Like, you know how to defend yourself. You know how to advocate for yourself. You will fight for what you believe in, group number 2. And so they've seen the spectrum of you. Some of you may even be into martial arts. That's very specific. They like about you is that you see from a higher perspective. There's someone, they feel like, group number 2, you're someone that they can go to when they need a very good opinion, like someone who will help them see all of the angles, someone that will help them understand even the other person's side. I get for some people in group number 2, this connection has not really made it into kind of any kind of intimate connection. I think there's always that threat there. Like, this is like maybe you two silently crush on each other. Maybe there's been always this overlay of we're just friends, we're just friends, we're really good friends. But I think there are moments when you both are together that I think those boundaries can kind of get a little blurred sometimes. Maybe if you all went out and had a couple of drinks, there's like a little blurred boundary there that kind of happens. Or people might say, hey, we know you all are together, and you both will kind of be like, no, we're not. But there is an energy, maybe one or both of you would like for it to be a different relationship, would like for it. But I think at the same time, both of you are afraid of losing what you do have as a connection. This connection feels good. It feels reliable without all of the romantic stuff. Someone is saying that. I think when it comes to how they show up in the relationship, group number 2, I think that sometimes they wonder if they're too dependent on you, that they're not showing up in a stronger way where you could depend on them. They feel as if a lot of the relationship, they share their problems and concerns, but they're not always so sure that you feel like you can do the same, even though they want you to feel that way. They kind of feel like they're a little bit more of a child compared to you. Maybe that you see them as a child. So maybe they're a little bit younger than you, not like in a very significant way, but they've always kind of been like your younger brother or your younger sister, even though they might just be like 1 or 2 years younger than you. I think when you all were younger as kids, that made much more of a difference. But now I think they want you to see them, group number 2, as someone who's all grown up. All grown up. I think, too, the way that they feel like they show up in this relationship or connection with you, group number 2, is that there are sometimes wondering what would, they're kind of always, they feel, pushing the boundaries of your relationship, like maybe flirting with you, maybe touching you more than they have to, maybe grabbing and hugging you and teasing you. And there's something there where they're just kind of like, yeah. In many ways, I think that they show up in the relationship wanting to be of more assistance to you, wanting to be a help to you. They want to feel important to you. And I think that they think at times they push that a lot, and they get a little jealous because you both are not together. And I think sometimes they end up seeing you in a different relation, in a relationship with someone, and they're just kind of like, they're saying they get salty. And they know they shouldn't, because they're not making any effort to be with you, group number 2. And I think there was maybe a moment for someone specifically in group number 2. This person is saying there was a moment where you both talked about the possibility of being together. Or someone in the connection said, hey, if we ever got together, it would have to be like this. And I think that might have been you, group number 2. And I think what they did was kind of back out. They were like, no, no, I like our friendship. And I think they kind of, they're showing, they said something like, I chickened out. And so, you may have saw them a few days later dating someone, and you were like, okay, we're not going in that direction. And maybe you got involved with another serious relationship, and they're kind of just saying they did show up as that younger person at that moment. So what is it they feel like needs to change in this relationship? Do they feel like it needs to change? They're tired of you both being kind of distant with each other now. They're tired of the distance between you both. When I say distance, they're showing me they're tired of the more formality that's kind of arose between the both of you. They feel like it's not so easy to tease and laugh and joke around like you all used to. It feels like for them, group number 2, some kind of rejection happened, and they're hoping that wasn't like how you interpreted that conversation that didn't go so well. They feel like you are so worth waiting for in the sense of like, I think they see you with someone right now. So group number 2, you might be dating someone, you might be in a relationship. If you are in a relationship, this, for group number 2, this is someone who's not the person you're in a relationship with. This is someone who has been considered a close friend at times. Maybe at other times, an eager crush. This is someone outside of your current relationship. And I'm kind of getting group number 2 that you may have a relationship that's kind of like a, boyfriend, girlfriend, partner, but not necessarily something that's like super serious. For a small group of you, maybe you are engaged. But this person is not the person you're engaged to or in a relationship with. This is someone from the outside looking and feeling like you all shared something really deep in the past, and they're kind of just looking at, why aren't they with you, group number 2? They're like that. They're like, why am I not with group number 2? Like, how did I mess that up? How did I F that up? They often find themselves wondering, how did I do that? Like, I had a chance and I just fumbled that. So what about them? What about you, group number 2, makes them want to be a better person? What about you makes them want to be a better person? They feel like in many ways you're this magical person. You might even be a little witchy, and they're just like, how does group number 2 like get all the things that they want? They feel like, they used to be your inside friend. Like they feel like they used to have a little access to you to find out just kind of what you're up to in the magical realms, but they don't feel like they get that anymore. The thing about you, group number 2, that makes them want to be a better person is that you've never lied to them. You've never lied to them about how you feel. You've never lied to them about what your limits were. And I think you did define those limits like, hey, I'm not going to hang out with you and do this like pretend partner thing when we're not partners. I'm not going to sit here and kind of, give you all of that kind of privilege, and we're not doing those things. We're not defining anything. I think that's what you kind of said, group number 2. And now that they reflect on it, they understand that you have boundaries, clear boundaries. And you're not going to let them live rent-free in your head or your heart. You might have just cut them off and put them in the place they needed to be in your life. Because they're saying, group number 2, they noticed that when you did that, you got into a new relationship. Like you found someone, you were open to that. And they feel like in many ways, what was happening between the both of you, it was immature, and they weren't giving you what you needed, and it was so undefined that you just had to decide what you wanted for yourself. And they saw that even if this was a soul tie, even if this was something meaningful, they feel like they just fumbled it all. They felt like they just kind of allowed for you to walk into someone else's arms. Wow. So group number 2, what is it about you that makes them want to be a better person? They say that when they see you, they just want to be a better person because they just want to be closer to you again. They feel like you are something that they haven't been able to see be duplicated in other relationships. They haven't been able to get what they experience with you with anyone else. And they say they knew it all along that they were fumbling someone who was very valuable, and not in a commodified way, but in a way of like, you are unique, group number 2. And they feel like they foolishly let you go. Yeah. They say that they have trouble expressing themselves, and there's something about you that makes them want to be better at expressing themselves, making them want to be better at communicating with you. Yeah. They are currently in an upside down Knight of Cups, meaning they're kind of just at a standstill. They have this cup for you and they don't know what to do with it, group number 2. So the thing about you that makes them want to be a better person is that you know how to move on. You know how to choose yourself. And for them, it hasn't really worked that way. They've stayed in some kind of karmic cycle. And they're wondering, how did I end up here? I had group number 2. I think the thing about you that makes them want to be a better person, group number 2, is your ability to move on and let them know why you're moving on. And they're like, okay, group number 2 has, short of like grabbing my hand and telling me how to do something, has really shared with me what the problems are in our connection. And instead of stepping up and into the connection, I fumbled it. And now group number 2 just stepped back all the way. They see you as someone who knows their worth. And in that respect, that makes them want to be a better person because they haven't learned what they are worth. They haven't embodied that, group number 2. So let's get some last few messages. What about you makes them want to be a better person? That you didn't wait for them. You didn't give them a lot of time for excuses. You didn't wait for them. You didn't wait for this crush or the potential of this relationship to come into reality. You just moved on. And that was something that now makes them want to be a better person. Yeah, you didn't listen to words. You actually paid attention to their actions. And in that sense, you didn't wait around for what could be, what might be. You actually took them at their word. You took them at their actions, and you're like, okay, bye. And believe it or not, group number 2, that makes them want to be a better person because they realized how in playing that game, you walked away. Someone who's such a powerful high priestess, someone who understands the mysteries of life, someone who over and over again, they see as the ultimate prize. They let you, like water, slip through their hands. So yeah, group number 2. That is what about you makes them want to be a better person. And if you recognize yourself and them and this situation and this channeled message, would you please consider giving me a thumbs up? It's just a way to help me grow this brand new channel. And I really would love to stay connected with you. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. If you click that bell, you'll get notified when I upload new channeled messages, which is quite often. And group number 2, if this is where we part, this is someone who's in deep regret, but in many ways are aiming to become better. Okay, my honeys, I'll see you in the next reading. Hello, group number 3. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle podcast. This is an audio-only channeled message. Thank you for joining me. Group number 3, we're going to do a little bit of a vibe check first just to see, is this your group? And know that those avatars at the beginning or what you're looking at right now, they could be switched around if you need them to be. But we're going for group number 3. We're going to do this energy check. What is it? How do they see you? And then we're going to do a little bit of a peek into how they see they've been showing up in the connection. Know that this connection can be with someone that you're already with, a crush. It could be a friend. We're leaving it a little bit broad and open. So group number 3, how is it that they see you? How do they see you, group number 3? They see you as someone, I know this is going to sound interesting, they see you as someone who's very fertile. And I mean that in many ways. They could see you as someone fertile, as in someone who's kind of ripe for becoming a parent maybe, but they also could just see you as someone who's really fertile in terms of your prosperity, your abundance. They see you as someone that when you plant the seed, it actually grows. And so they see you as someone who's very confident in the kind of goals that you set out and how you accomplish those goals. Yeah, they see you as a visionary because they see you as someone who not only do you dream of doing things, you actually put those things into action. And so you are that one person in their life, group number 3, that when they say they're going to do something, they actually end up doing it. It's very interesting. They see that you know how to protect your dreams. You know how to protect your goals. You don't talk to everyone. Maybe you don't even talk to them, group number 3, always about what you're doing. You kind of just pop up and you're like, oh, hey, you know what? My book's about ready to be published next week. And you're like, wait, what? You were writing a book the whole time? So group number 3, I think they see you as someone who's just always achieving, always accomplishing the things they set out to do. You're always setting your sights higher. And in that way, group number 3, they see you as someone who is very goal-oriented, someone who's a real success in whatever they decide to take on. They're very successful. They also see you as someone, group number 3, that they've seen grow beyond what has been modeled for them growing up. This is interesting. This is someone who might have known you for a while, or at least in some past period of your life, because group number 3, this person has seen you move beyond familial patterns. So some of you might come from a difficult family situation. And it could range because Spirit is saying we are reading collectively. And, there's somebody who had to deal with maybe family who didn't always live in the most, how do I want to say? Someone comes from a family that has dealt a lot with like criminal activity. That's very specific. Someone has also come from a family that maybe had dealt a lot with substance. Someone else may come from a family that just was really cold and unfeeling. And whatever situation it was, group number 3, this person has seen you like move beyond those patterns. They've seen you outgrow that and change your life. They've seen you kind of have to create a lot of boundaries with family members and begin to live the life you wanted to live. And I think they were there to witness that you had to kind of distance yourself from certain family members. Yeah. Anything else on how they see you? They really see you as someone with a big heart, group number 3. Despite all of this, I hear it's mostly with your family. Despite many disappointments from your family or challenges, you have a big heart. You love and you allow yourself to be loved. And this is something this person has witnessed, that you've never lost your heart in all of this. When they look at themselves in the connection with you, group number 3, I think that they see themselves as your lover. So this could be someone you're involved with, group number 3, or someone who wants to be your lover. So take it where it resonates. But this is someone in this connection, I don't think they've hesitated to tell you how much they're attracted to you, how much passion they have for you and devotion they have for you. This is someone that really appreciates you, and they hope that they show up in the relationship with you as someone who's appreciative of all that you've shared and done with them. This is someone who, I think, when it comes to their own limitations in this connection with you, they've tried to demonstrate a lot of willpower to change the things that they feel like you needed to have changed. They try to show up as someone really strong that you can depend on. When they say they see themselves in a relationship like this, there's times where they say that some of their issues are showing up as kind of just expecting an outcome without sometimes putting in the same level of work. So in that way, group number 3, they don't feel as that they kind of measure up in terms of how they take care of their own goals, how they achieve their own success. They're not so sure that they measure up in this connection. And they say, sadly, in a way of comparing with you. They feel like sometimes they become a little arrogant, or they try to like beef themselves up, because sometimes they do feel insecure. They do feel like they're still growing, and sometimes it feels slow to them, their growth. And they see you kind of just taking off, doing what you've got to do, being held in high esteem by your colleagues and friends. In many ways, in the connection, they don't know all the time if you need them. And in some, I guess they're saying, in some insecure way, they want to feel like they're needed by you, that you can depend on them. So group number 3, that's kind of the energy vibe check. If that feels familiar to you, you kind of resonate with it, then this is going to be your reading. Group number 3, on what about you makes them want to be a better person. I think we're going to go into what they feel needs to change in your connection or with them. They say that the chemistry between both of you, sometimes it's not there because I sense that they're taking the blame, because sometimes they have, and they recognize this in themselves, group number 3, that they become insecure. They seem to kind of pull back when they feel inadequate. And so they have seen that has kind of influenced the chemistry between the both of you. It's something about finances and their career that seems to kind of impact the chemistry between both of you. I think when this person doesn't feel at their best, they're not so inclined to be intimate. They may pull back emotionally and physically. And so they're saying they recognize that in themselves, group number 3. And in many ways, they feel like maybe they should just set you free, because you could be with someone who's very successful. I feel like sometimes they wonder if they're just holding you back. That's what they feel needs to change in the relationship. I mean, when it comes to your own limits, what might be a deal breaker for you, they feel like the deal breaker could be that one or maybe both of you want to think about starting a family and having kids, and they're kind of like, I don't think I'm ready because I haven't achieved the things I need to achieve. And maybe for you, group number 3, you're feeling like there's some kind of clock ticking, and you're wondering, okay, well, what is this magical thing that you're going to be ready for? So I think that's a conversation that's happening between the both of you. And this deal breaker is somebody's ready to start a family, to kind of build the relationship, and wanting a commitment, and the other person's feeling like, and I think it's them, group number 3, they don't feel like they're ready yet. They don't feel like they're matching you in the department of security and prosperity, finance, and career. I think many times they're not able to communicate this, group number 3. And they see that in order to be a better person, they are going to have to open up and let you know like what's bothering them. I think sometimes they can get moody, and you're just the kind of person that's like, listen, I'm not here for these games. Like, if you're mad about something, let me know. And they said that they've kind of played into the silent treatment. They feel like oftentimes they're suggesting that you both do some kind of time out, and they're always kind of threatening to leave the relationship. So there's something there where they feel like they don't really demonstrate what you need. And they see during the tough, challenging times, group number 3, that they put you through things. They see you crying, they see you emotionally upset, and they have seen themselves like just become frozen, just become stoic. And they're saying that they don't like to see you upset. They don't like to see you having to step out of your own character to just address what's wrong with them. In many ways, group number 3, this person feels a little broken at times. And you make them want to be better because they see that they care about this relationship, but they also feel the pressure, and it's solely coming from them, I think, group number 3, but they feel this pressure to match you financially, to match you career-wise. There's something egoic there. Like they're showing up as this King of Wands in reverse, meaning their insecurity is driving them to kind of act out. And instead of kind of being okay with where they're at, they're constantly trying to juggle finances. I don't think sometimes they tell you this, group number 3, but they're like juggling their finances to kind of show up as someone who can take care of you, someone who can contribute equally in the partnership. They may have more financial worries than they let on, group number 3. What about you makes them want to be a better person is that regardless of all of their financial and career challenges, some of them may have gotten laid off lately. They say that you never judge them for that. You're kind of just like, hun, it's going to turn out okay. Like, there's these bumps in the careers. Like, you'll share with them that your own bumps in your own career, but it's hard for them to see your journey because their journey feels so rocky right now. But they see that the things that you want from them are just to be hugged, to have some cuddle time, to have some alone time, to go out in nature and just kind of talk to each other. And this wants them, they want to be better about just being able to kind of forget their worries and be present with you. What makes them want to be a better person, group number 3, is that they see that you're never giving your attention to someone else. You're never threatening to go find someone else or leave the relationship. And at the same time, it's kind of interesting because you had 3 of Swords and 8 of Cups. At the same time, I think they wonder if you would be better without them, if you should just leave. And because you've done all that you can do with them, they're saying, group number 3, they want to be a better person, but they're feeling stuck right now. And the things that they're concerned about are not the things you're concerned about. And they just feel misaligned with you right now. They want you to have a better life. They feel like you deserve some kind of King of Swords that's very confident and clear and intelligent. They feel like they imagine themselves wanting to be this person, but they're not right now. They're not in their mind. And maybe they know truthfully they are not that right now. In fact, they're struggling. Maybe even for some of you, their mental health, group number 3, has been taking a hit. And they're just not so sure they have more to contribute to this relationship. They're being really honest. What about you makes them want to be a better person is that they feel like you deserve much, much more. And for them to be your true match, they need to be much, much more. They need to be in a different place. This is what they're thinking. I don't think this is something you've ever said to them, group number 3. I don't think this is something you're kind of threatening them with. Even when you're mad, you're not saying this. But they feel deeply that you could have a better life. You could have that family. You can have that spouse and kids and partner. You know, like they feel like you could have that. And they're feeling like, gosh, I feel nowhere near ready to offer that. Let's get the last few messages. What about you makes them want to be a better person, group number 3? You know how to bring home the bacon and fry it up in a pan. That's a real old reference. But anyway, they like that you can start new endeavors and be, well on your way to success. They like how you can start new projects and they're instantly successful. They feel like you are able to kind of hang on to money when theirs kind of slips through their fingers. They like the way that you are decisive about life. Like you don't wait for life to come at you. You actually have a strategy to live your life and how you make decisions. What about you makes them want to be a better person? Yeah, that you, when you see opportunity, you seize it. Group number 3. They want your courage, they want your tenacity, but they are feeling in this moment, whether it's completely true or just some kind of false cognition, they feel like the thing that's coming between the both of you is your success and quote unquote, their failure. They wish they could be as spontaneous as you and take life, by the tail and just live it. But they don't feel like they have those skills yet. And as much as they just want to journey out and be that Knight of Cups that you really need, they feel overwhelmed by the work they have to do. The way that they have to grow even overwhelms them. So in many ways, they just don't feel up to the task. Group number 3. So yeah, this is what about you makes them want to be a better person, is that you're the total hot SHIT and they feel like they are not aligning that way materially, intellectually, even emotionally. So they're very sorry about that, group number 3. And that is kind of the blunt truth on this one. So group number 3, if you resonate or with any part of this channeled message, could you please consider giving me a thumbs up? It's a way to help me grow this brand new channel. And if you like the way that I channel messages and want to stay connected, please subscribe to this channel. You click that bell, you get notified when I upload new channeled messages. And group number 3, I hope to see you in future readings. Hello, group number 4. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle. And this is your channeled message. What about you makes them want to be a better person? This is an audio only reading because it's like a podcast message. We are going to do a bit of a vibe check in the beginning, group number 4, so that you could see if this is going to be your group. And if it isn't, there are 5 other more groups to choose from. So group number 4, let's tap into their energy. How is it that they see you as the vibe check? How is it that they see you? Wow, they see you as someone who's so connected to their heart energy. They feel like you have a big heart. They feel like love is something that you center in your life. It doesn't all have to be romantic, but you center love in your life. You center your heart energy. You may be someone who loves the colors of the heart chakra, like pink and green. That may be specific for someone. Or you may wear heart jewelry or like the shape of a heart. There's something there. They see you as someone who's really passionate too. They feel like you know how to use your heart energy combined with your passion to be very successful in life. You're very passionate about the things you believe in. You're very passionate about, where you're going, group number 4. Some of you may have tattoos. Um, some of you definitely, they see you as some kind of earth angel. They really do. They're just like, how am I blessed to know group number 4? They are so compassionate, so sweet, so kind. You may have met this person in the autumn or the fall. And I think what's coming up, possibly because when I'm filming this, it's at least in the US, it's getting ready to be fall. So maybe this is going to be like a time of the anniversary of your meeting that's coming up in the fall time. This person, if you kind of are in a relationship with this person, there's some kind of anniversary coming up of when you both met. They also see you as someone who's very trustworthy, group number 4. In fact, if someone said, who's the person you trust the most? This person would say group number 4 without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt. If I ever had any trouble, if there was something I found very difficult to like even share, I know I could go to group number 4. That's what this person would say. They have a real unwavering sense of like sense of you, group number 4. They would never let anyone talk about you in a bad way. They would never hear anything negative about you. They have like deep respect for you, group number 4. They see you as someone who's able to change with the times. They see you as someone, when you need to make changes, you're going to make them. They see you pretty healthy in terms of like not being stuck in life. You don't mind taking on new tasks, new opportunities. They see you as someone who's kind of can be a little bit of a trickster at times. I think how you present on the outside isn't really always how people feel you are characteristically. They may think you're really cute and innocent, or kind of just like a real big teddy bear. But really, group number 4, they'll say, no, you don't know group number 4. They're shrewd. They're strategic. Last vibe check. They do see you as someone who's very devoted and committed. They have no doubt about who you are and how you show up and who you say you are. So if we went to them just as a vibe check, how do they kind of show up in this connection? I think sometimes they feel like they show up too much as a wounded child. They feel like sometimes they can blame a lot of what's happening to them personally on like relational things, not necessarily with you, group number 4, but with other people. They kind of get stuck on ruptures they've had with other people. They kind of get stuck ruminating on difficulties they might be having in their relationships. I'm hearing someone, group number 4, you may know this person because they're having trouble with a baby's mama, or a baby's father. Like they're having some kind of issue there, and sometimes they get caught up in that relationship and how they're being in that relationship. I think sometimes they feel like they need to be rescued. There are times where they don't feel like they have enough to handle things themselves. They try to support everyone, or they try to support everyone and they really don't have the bandwidth. So take it two different ways. We are reading collectively, but sometimes they feel a little weak, like they just want somebody to come and dig them out of the hole they're in. And in other ways, they're just like continuously in this hole because they're trying to support everyone and not paying attention to their own lives and their own needs. I think lastly, this person is so creative, group number 4. You may have even encouraged them to try to look at professionally doing whatever they create, to professionally drop into that. This person in the relationship, they may like to take, if they are a photographer, they take pictures of you, group number 4. If they are a painter, they paint you. There's something about you being their muse in an unofficial, low-key way. This person is very regal. They do take care of business, but there are times where they get overextended. Because I think they're trying to handle everything for everyone, and sometimes that everyone piece is like people who don't necessarily deserve their help. And I think you all, group number 4, have conversations with this person. Like, hey, why are you pouring all your energy here when you don't have enough energy? So group number 4, what is it about this relationship that they are saying needs to change? Well, they're saying that sometimes they feel like you both are just so physically attuned to each other that it can be distracting. Like you both would rather spend the whole weekend in bed and romping and having good times when there's things that you maybe both should be doing. So they kind of worry about how you both are a very easy physical distraction for each other. They're saying it doesn't necessarily need to change, but maybe it does, Okay, group number 4. They say that sometimes they feel like in your relationship, your friends can sometimes get in the way. That's kind of interesting. They're saying their friends can sometimes get in you guys' business. That's what I'm hearing. So there's something about a friend or a couple of friends. It sounds like friends. I don't know. There's some kind of like third party-ish, not in a way like friends are trying to move in on your relationship group for. More like friends are kind of like overly concerned with what's happening between the both of you. They wish that maybe, and I'm seeing a couple of different scenarios, so I'm just going to state them because, we are reading for more people. But for some situations, this person feels like your friends interfere with the relationship between the both of you. And maybe your friends are a little kind of protective of what's happening in the relationship. And sometimes they feel like you share things with your friends. Sometimes when you both are having like little fights or, I'm hearing quibbles. Is it a word? I don't know. When you both are kind of having disagreements, they feel like you run to your friends for advice and your friends end up kind of treating them icy. That's like one scenario. For others, they just feel like your friends like to take up more of your time and they wish they could have more quality time with you, group number 4. So take it where it resonates, but they do feel like that's something needs to be kind of balanced out there. Definitely there's somebody in this union that has children, and they also feel like there's like a way where there's some balance that needs to happen there. Maybe and again, I'm seeing this in a few different scenarios. So group number 4, there might be a lot of people listening to this group, but there may be a situation where this person feels like they need to spend more quality time with their kids. There may be a situation where their kids and dealing with their kids' other parent is kind of like taking over something or impacting the relationship. So take it where it resonates. They may feel like they need to spend more time with kids, or they're having some issues with their kids' parent. Last thing that they feel could change in this relationship, I think what they are saying is that sometimes you both get so caught up in each other that sometimes they're worried that they're not taking care of things in their life that need their attention. And that's come out a couple of times. So what about you Group number 4 makes them want to be a better person. Okay. What about you? I think what about you that makes them want to be a better person, group number 4, is that they wish they could give all of what you need in the relationship to you and take care of their responsibilities that are outside of the relationship. They wish they could be better at that. They see that you know how to balance your life, but they're not always so sure they know how to do it. They feel like your connection, and you may never hear them describe it this way, group number 4, but they feel like your connection is a bit past life. Like they feel this deep, intense connection to you, never wanting to be away from you. They feel like, they say they really miss you when they're away from you. Like they say that they would never tell you this, group number 4, but even when they're at work, they kind of miss you. Even when they're just kind of doing like silly things by themselves, they're like, oh, I miss group number 4. I wish I could be in group number 4's arms right now. Like they're kind of like that, and they're like, oh my God, like what's happening to me? So what about you makes them want to be a better person, group number 4, is that they feel like they want more courage to talk to you about some of the things they need to adjust in terms of how much time you both are spending together, because there are some things they really are feeling like need their attention. And maybe this is a new connection, like when things are really new, there's a lot of like excitement to spend time with each other. But group number 4, what about you? What is it that they perceive as a limit or deal breaker for you? Yeah. This person, this is just for a small group of you. Don't go off in the comments, okay? But for a small group of you, this person is separated. They're not divorced yet. So a deal breaker for you, group number 4, may be them not moving forward on that quick enough. So that could be a deal breaker for someone out there. And if that's your specific situation, y'all know. Yeah, the deal breaker is that you want to move forward on the relationship you both have. That's what they're feeling. And they are just feeling a lot of kind of challenges around solidifying a final divorce with whoever they were with, group number 4. I think it's about children. I think there's just a lot of ickiness there. So what about you that makes them want to be a better person, group number 4? Yeah. They want this new life with you, group number 4. They feel like you deserve that. And at the same time, where they want to be better is breaking the chain with their past relationship. They want to finalize that. They want to move past the challenges and communication hurdles with their former partner. And they're thinking, in some cases, this former partner is using their kids as a weapon. So yeah, it's a little nasty, whatever this relationship is they're dealing with. Yeah, this person feels like they need to put that to a final end, like get a divorce. There may be some issues around why that's not happening quickly. Oftentimes with divorces, if someone's contesting it or trying to like sue for custody, there could be some issues happening there. Yeah, I think they're having to also pour a lot of money into like legal matters right now. And so I think they want to be better at just handling this issue. I'm going to be honest. They want to be better because they feel like they're going to lose you if they're not better. And when I say lose you, group number 4, they feel like they're going to lose your trust. Like they're saying sometimes this ex-partner or former spouse wants them to come over and handle things with the kids, and like trying to put them in like old energies, and they're saying they're feeling like they're juggling things, the energies between you two, that this new relationship, and they're juggling what's happening in the old relationship. They're also feeling like materially they're doing that as well. Yeah, I would say, like, what about you that makes them want to be a better person, group number 4, is that they see you as someone who is just free, who has the freedom to live their life. They see you as someone who thrives when you're kind of just feeling liberated and free. And in some ways, they feel like they need to be better at giving you the kind of life that makes you feel good. I want to rephrase that, because they're saying it's not necessarily that they have to give that to you, but they're saying that this relationship, they don't want it to become heavy. They don't want it to be something that you start to worry about, that takes you out of your energy. They don't want you to worry about them and this situation. And so that's what they want to get better about. That's what they want to have happen. Okay, last few on the tarot cards. What about you makes them want to be a better person, group number 4? You are so logical, so factual. At times they're like, their mind is blown, because they see like how you put things together, your logic, and you help them get out of all the emotional stuff that's happening with their ex-partner. And you're like, no, I think you just need to look at it as A, B, and C, and when you say it, when you help them like look at things from a real calm, grounded perspective, they want to be better at that. They don't want to get caught up in petty fights and all this other stuff. And so you help them see that they could be more balanced in their lives, even emotionally, and stop caring about the small things and move on. What about you makes them want to be a better person? That you're not necessarily running away because they're presenting themselves in the upside down King of Wands. They're saying, yes, I am a king, but right now this situation with their ex is turning them upside down. They find themselves going off, when they get emotionally they go there with their ex-partner, they feel like they're going off, they feel like they're in a bad mood, they feel like, and all those things have not made you run away, but they also feel like they need to be better at controlling their emotions and not allowing for themselves to be distracted by what's happening with the ending of their marriage or partnership. Lastly, yeah, they're like, gosh, I need to be better at not wanting to fight and drag this out. I need to be better without getting caught up with being angry at someone. So I think that's just on their mind right now, group number 4. Being better for you, being better in general, emotionally. So group number 4, if you resonated with any or all of this channeled message, can you please give me a thumbs up? It's a way to help me grow this brand new channel. It allows for me to expand this beautiful community. And if you are interested in joining this community, this is your official invitation to subscribe to this channel. Click the bell because you get notified when I upload new readings. And group number 4, you just inspire this person overall to want to move forward in their lives. And they hope that you see this. So group number 4, if this is where we part, I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello, group number 5. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle podcast, and welcome to your channeled message on what about you makes them want to be a better person. Group number 5, we have been starting out with an energy check, and I'm going to do the same for you. That energy check is going to include how they see you as well as how they feel they are showing up in the connection. This connection could be romantic. It could be someone who's already involved with you, someone who's crushing on you, someone who's a friend that might want to be more, or, could just be a friend. So, group number 5, let's get into your energy check. This is it's turning out to be a very comprehensive kind of like relationship reading. But you all let me know in the comments if you like these kind of readings. We do have 6 groups. So, if this doesn't vibe with you, energy check wise, then please check out the other groups. And group number 5, how do they see you? Wow, they see you as someone who's quite magical. They see you as someone who can manifest quite quickly and powerfully. They also feel like you're someone who watches over them with your magical powers. That's kind of interesting. They feel protected by you. That's interesting, group number 5. They feel very protected by you. They feel like if you feel a little kind of, how do I want to say this? If you feel like your energy is a little off, this person immediately is going to be like, no, come here, hun. Let me lay some hands on you. Let me give you a little Reiki, or let me smudge you. Like they find that you take care of them spiritually, like you're a protector of them. That's very interesting. If they are not a spiritually oriented person in the sense of like Reiki and all that, they just energetically feel like a protector of you. Like they protect you. They would never let anyone who's in their sight or, in their vicinity treat you badly. This is someone, I don't know why I'm saying this, but group number 5, there might have been a situation where someone was sassing you. Maybe you were at some shop or there was something happening, and this person, before you knew it, they were right next to you. Like, what's going on here? And I think from there, group number 5, you've always felt them as your backup, as your support. And they just don't let anyone say anything about you, or not even in a snippy way. They will address it. This person they see you as someone well worth protecting. They see you as their spiritual teacher. They see you as their, I'm hearing guru. Wow. But this is someone who really sees you as a leader for them. They see you as someone who is so compassionate, who's here to do great work. And even if they're romantically involved with you, they feel another kind of responsibility towards you, group number 5. They feel like they're here specifically to be your guardian. They also feel like you share things with them, like you tell them things about yourself. You don't hide who you are. You don't hide even different versions of yourself from the past from them. They feel like you are an open book. They feel like if they asked you about something, you would tell them the truth. And even then, they don't feel like they have to ask very often. They just feel like you would volunteer it. There's no part of your life that's a big secret. And they really appreciate that about you, group number 5. They also feel like you both share some kind of like starseed connection. Like they feel like you have some cosmic connection to them. And they can't explain why they feel this kind of guardianship over you. It's not like you can't protect yourself or take care of yourself, but they feel a special kind of drive to make sure you're taken care of. That's interesting, group number 5. Lastly, on how they see you, group number 5. I think they feel like they've said too much. They do see you as this high priest, high priestess. You're someone who acts with intention. You're someone who creates with intention. They see you as someone who's very present and highly elevated. Again, this person sees you as some kind of spiritual teacher, guru, but also, I don't know yet if I'm getting romantic feelings. This is interesting, but we will see. How do they see themselves in this connection? How do they see themselves in this connection? Sometimes they don't see themselves as being as powerful as you. They do feel like they are a healer. They do feel like they do good work, but they see you as they put you on some kind of pedestal, group number 5, in terms of your abilities. I think they do show up, though, as someone who's in their feminine energy, someone who's a great leader. They do show up as a person many people think about as a healer and a leader. So they do, in their own right, show up powerfully in this relationship. I think sometimes we have femme fatale in reverse. I think in this relationship, they're not always sure if it's appropriate to express how much they're attracted to you. They feel like you're a sacred being, and they're like, oh, am I having these like low level feelings for group number 5? So I don't know. There's something there where they're kind of struggling with that. They're like, oh, group number 5 is my guru, teacher. And also, I want something from group number 5 other than that. I think this person mostly shows up as very helpful, supportive in this relationship, and they really have no other agenda. They do for you because they really want to. They expect nothing in return when they do for you. They quite literally just have a great affection for you, group number 5. I am not 100% getting that you all are in an intimate relationship. There may be some crushing here, there may be flirtation, but we'll see as it goes on. I think lastly, this person shows up as someone who's constantly seeking. They're a spiritual seeker. They want to know themselves and others at the highest energetic level. This is someone who maybe even goes on spiritual pilgrimages, which could be retreats, which could be trips that are very spiritually oriented. Maybe that's how you met, I'm hearing for some of you. Like you might have met on a retreat, or you might have met doing some kind of pilgrimage. But this person likes to seek. They'd like to dive deep. They are very into knowing themselves to the utmost, and they feel like you have taught them a lot. You have guided them a lot. So group number 5, that's the energy check. If you feel like you resonate with that in any or small parts, because we are reading collectively, then this is your group number 5. So group number 5, I said I wasn't getting strong romantic feelings, even though there is attraction here. What is it about your relationship they think may need to change or transition? What is it about? Yeah, I think that they want to be more open about their attraction to you. And again, I'm seeing there is some kind of struggle between changing the nature of your relationship. They feel like they want to just break free and tell you how attracted they are to you. And at the same time, it would require for them to kind of show up differently. And they don't want to break trust that you already have in them. Maybe you're not looking at them in the same way, and they don't want to disturb the relationship. But you know, if they do fantasize group number 5 about you all having this beautiful spiritual romantic connection. They do fantasize about being your partner one day, maybe even getting married. They do have a deep attraction towards you. And I don't know if they know how to resolve that yet. Yeah. Maybe there's something that they're kind of also witnessing in you, group number 5, is that you're in your own healing process. Maybe you're healing from a past relationship. Maybe you've decided you don't want to focus on romance in relationships. And maybe you've even shared that with them and they're kind of like, oh, okay. But there's something there they would love to change. I think too, one or both of you may feel like you're not very good at romantic relationships. You know, like you feel like the game is rigged. It's rigged for me. Like I can't seem to make the right choices. I think sometimes they wonder if you would look at them as your person. They don't know if you are their type. But it's kind of interesting, group number 5, because I think you both have shared many magical moments together, really depthful conversations, maybe even some spiritual journeys that have kind of had you both, you know, really, how do I want to say, you both understand each other in a particular way, and it's been good for you both. What do they see as your limit or maybe deal breaker? Do they see if you have a limit or a deal breaker? I think the deal breaker for you, this is kind of interesting, is some geographical distance between the both of you. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think you all live near each other for some people in this group. Maybe that's the deal breaker. Like maybe that's why they feel like they haven't really kind of moved forward to do something deeper with this relationship, because you all don't live close to each other. For others of you, they feel like your deal breaker is some of their habits. They may like to gamble. They might like to kind of go to the casinos every once in a while. I don't know if it's the casinos. I'm hearing from Spirit it's high stake games. Someone in group number 5, they like to do some high stake gambling. Like, I mean, you know, those private gambling games, you know, the ones that you get invited to because you're really good, you know, but it's high stakes. And there might have been something that they spoke about, like they're kind of into that. There's something they're into that maybe group number 5, you're not that into. If it's not gambling, it might be the way that they take risk, you know, in a particular way that doesn't feel always safe to you. I'm hearing also for a small group, it's just gonna, sometimes things get specific for a while, for a minute, but group number 5, they may be into like really extreme sports. So maybe this person like jumps out of planes or does some kind of like rock climbing without anything, you know, on big mountains. I don't know. There's something that they do that's a little risky that I don't know if it's a deal breaker, but it really doesn't jive with your sense of safety. So yeah, I think too, group number 5, they see your deal breaker as in not wanting to like share people in other relationships. Oh, this is interesting. So another specific thing, and sometimes this happens in groups, somebody may be more non-monogamous in relationships, like they're polyamorous. while the other person is more monogamous. So that might be a difference between the both of you. That's like could be for a small group of people, but I just mention it. So, what is it about you, group number 5, that makes them want to be a better person? What about you, group number 5, makes them want to be a better person? Wow. I think for them is the way that you can, even if you don't share someone's same life values, you're still very open to how people live. You're very curious about who people are, and you're curious about who they are, group number 5. Um, mm, I think something else about you that makes them want to be a better person is that you're very honorable. Like, you tell people the truth about your feelings, even if something's really difficult and you feel like you need to leave or you need to shift how something is happening. That could be business, that could be relationships. They see you showing up as a very upright person, very straightforward, very clear. You're not the kind of person that lets things drag and ambiguity. And so group number 5, they really want to be better about that themselves. Like, they want to have clear communication skills. They want to state clearly where they stand. And so you're helping them to you're modeling that for them. Yeah, again, this person sees you as someone who's very confident, very clear, very decisive about how you're living and who you want to be. And they feel sometimes a little wobbly on that, and they're like, no, I want to be like group number 5. I want to um, be solid about who I am and what I stand for. Another thing about you that makes them want to be a better person is that you check in on them. If you haven't heard from them in a while, you kind of like call them. You're like, hey, what's up? What's going on with you? Like, it's not a one-sided kind of communication. Like, you reach out to them, they reach out to you, but they also feel like you both could go a little bit without talking to each other. And then it's like you pop up in their mind or they pop up in your mind, and there's not a sense of like awkwardness after not have talked. Like, you both don't need to talk every day, but there is that connection that's maintained. Like, you both could not see each other for a couple of months. I mean, I think you all don't live in the same vicinity, and then when you all see each other, it's like you could pick up right where you left off. I think really overarching what about you makes them want to be a better person is that they feel their attraction for you growing deeper, group number 5. And they're wanting maybe to figure out if that's something you might be interested in. And if they express that to you, group number 5, are you going to feel like it's weird and that they also feel like because you don't share, this person may be polyamorous, and they're kind of just like, if I go towards group number 5 and the group number 5 is not really into this type of lifestyle, will they think I'm trying to cross their boundaries? So there's something there where they may be concerned about crossing your boundaries that way. I think in general, if they had it their way, they would be closer to you geographically, even physically. Like, they want to make moves to be more in your world, group number 5. There's something about how they really do miss the kind of connection you all have, but they feel like it's limited because of your location. Yeah, they feel like what makes them want to be a better person when it comes to you, group number 5, is that they know you are a hot commodity. Like, I don't know if that's the right expression. They know that many people look at you as potential partnership, material, and they feel like in some ways they need to kind of make a move to kind of see if that's a possibility for you and them. So I think there's something there about just how fast they're moving, and also taking into account, wanting to respect you and the relationship you currently have. Yeah, I would say that they like this version of you that they have access to, and they feel a little weary of giving it up. Group number 2. They're like, okay, if I make a wrong move, I could possibly just end what we have. Because I think now you all have a kind of closeness that's very comfortable. Like maybe you both could even, like, in a non-sexual way, share the same bed, just camp together. Like you all do things together that feel a little intimate, but there's never any kind of like actual energy happening. But they definitely wouldn't mind that. And they're kind of like, I wonder if group number 5 wants to move in that direction, because everything else is just so close for us. But they do see the different factors that are kind of part of your relationship, and they want to get better at just feeling like they can be confident enough to bring this up with you, group number 5. So let's get any last comments here. What about you makes them want to be a better person, group number 5? That you are such a bright light. You are a glowing energy, and they love how they feel around you, and they would love and hope that they could be that same energy for you. I think you also just have a set of values, morals that you kind of stick by, and they want to be better at that. I don't know if they're trying to change how they relate to people in terms of their relationship orientation, but I think they're kind of contemplating that right now. They're trying to see maybe this is something that could shift for them, and they're wondering if you would trust that could be something that shifts for them. So there's something there. Lastly, I would say, what about you that makes them want to be a better person, group number 5, is that you're constantly in this Queen of Swords energy. Like you think clearly, you make decisions decisively, but you also are very curious. You don't, just right away cut someone off, or you don't right away kind of just jump to some conclusion. You are very curious, even when there's things that they get a sense that you're not understanding about them. You're kind of more like asking them questions. Can you explain that to me? Can we like circle back to that? I didn't understand why you said that. Or, like you are very inquisitive before you make a decision about what's coming up for you around your feelings. And they like that about you. They respect that about you, group number 5. Wow. King of Swords just came out next. So we have counterparts. I think here, group number 5, and I'll say this lastly, is that they see you both as energetic counterparts. They see how well you both kind of communicate, and how you both understand each other, and just kind of like the energetics there are undeniable for them. And so they want to be a person that you would consider. And so that is what about you makes them want to be a better person. So group number 5, if you resonate with any or all of this channeled message, would you consider giving me a thumbs up? It's just a way to help me grow this brand new channel. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, please let this be an official invitation for you to subscribe and click that bell so that you get notified when I upload new channeled messages and tarot readings, I would love to stay connected. So, group number 5, this is your reading. Take care. Hello, group number 6. This is Kamara with the Black Dove Oracle podcast. This is your channeled message. What about you makes them want to be a better person? So, group number 6, we have been doing this thing. This has been a very comprehensive connection reading. I would call it a love reading. I think it's mostly been that way, but it could be about someone you're currently partner with or involved with, or it could be about someone who's a crush. It could be about a friendship connection. So, group number 6, what I'm doing is a little bit of a vibe check in the beginning where I'm asking how they see you and a little bit about how they feel they show up in your connection or relationship. From there, you can decide, is this your group? But guess what? We have 5 other groups. So you can definitely choose another group and maybe find a connection there. Know that these are collective readings. So maybe even with all the groups, there may be only some things that resonate and others that won't. So definitely make that choice for yourself. Okay, group number 6, let's dive into the energy check. How do they see you, group number 6? How do they see you? Well, group number 6, they see you as someone who's a really good judge of character. They see you as someone who's really balanced. They also see you as someone who's very compassionate and justice oriented. You believe in the fair distribution of power. You don't abuse your power, and you do call people out on abusing power. Some of you may even be in the legal system. That's just for a few of you. Doesn't have to be. They also see you as someone who has changed some aspect of your life that had to do around addiction. And it can addiction, or that word of it could be broad, you all. It doesn't always have to be like alcohol and drugs. It could be that you had an ex addiction. You could have been codependent in relationships. You could have been addicted to exercise or some kind of eating behavior that was addictive for you. But whatever it is, this person sees you, group number 6, as someone who's really balanced their life out and has recognized and confronted some of this behavior. And if you're sober, you're sober. If you're not eating the way you used to eat, you've changed that behavior. Group number 6, they see you as someone who definitely a lot of people find attractive. They're just like, oh my goodness. Like when they're out with you, I don't know that the nature of this relationship hasn't come up yet, but when they're with you, group number 6, they see how people look at you. They see how people relate to you. They think and have witnessed how you have instantly stole people's hearts. I mean, literally, they've seen people just crush on you right in front of them. They're just like, wow. Like group number 6, power over people. They say you're very good at the gift of gab, which is a large part of that attraction, is that you know how to talk to many people at their level, at their energetic level. You can gas people up, not in an insincere way, but you just know what matters to people. And you always have a story to tell, group number 6. You always have a story to tell. Like most people are like, even if they don't intend to talk to you for very long and they're like, oh, I'm really busy, you'll end up gabbing with this person for a long time. You find that bit of story that they love or they resonate with, and you're able to just bring them in. You have so many friends. And when we say friends, group number 6, this person thinks they're more sometimes acquaintances, but it's rare that they can walk down the street with you or sit and have a coffee at a cafe, group number 6, and you don't know someone, or someone's like, oh, hey, group number 6, how you doing? Like, you're very social and personable. And again, a lot of people, they like you. You do follow your intuition in the most magical ways, and they love this about you, group number 6. They feel like they're also a groupie of yours. They're like, I'm a groupie to group number 6 as well, because they love when they're hanging out with you that you're just like, they may, this is just an example, but they're just say, what are we going to do, group number 6? And you will say, group number 6, let's just get in the car and see where it takes us. Like, you're one of these people that is spontaneous and fun to be around, and they just enjoy you so much, group number 6. What else about you? They also see that you are a rebel. Like, you don't conform. You challenge social conventions. You may even reject how they're like a lot of religious kind of doctrine. You might have been brought up in a really religious household or community, and you just speak out a bit against that now. Like, how some people will call themselves a recovering Catholic or something. You're kind of one of those people. You're gonna be like, no, there's some surprising things you might say about religion. Some things that people are like, whoa, but I think you've had to get over your own harm around religious abuse. And so you may be, for a small group of you, someone that's had to leave a cult or had to kind of leave some kind of conventional religion that you just felt was harmful to you or kind of used to harm you. Lastly, if that was the case, group number 6, this person sees you as someone that's not a victim, though. Like, you will look at it and you will say, listen, I'm just going to take back my power. I think that's a general philosophy they see about you, group number 6, is that you don't let anyone take your power. You're just like, no, I'm going to take back my power. I'm going to tell my own stories. I'm going to be the victor in my own stories. So they love the stories that you tell, by the way. They really do. They're just like, wow, group number 6 is amazing. So who are they in this connection? Who are they in this connection? Well, there's someone that's really quite nurturing. You may find them nurturing, group number 6. Someone who really lets you know that you are loved and cared for. When you get sick, group number 6, they bring over the soup. They're like, oh, let me go to the pharmacy. Do you need something? Like, this is that connection where this person's taking care of you. They also, you see this person to group number 6 as someone who can really zoom out on situations, someone who doesn't ruminate on small details or worry about being perfect. Group number 6, you see this person as someone who's very relaxed, someone who's highly intuitive. You may be talking to them sometimes, group number 6, and they're like, no, I hear you need to do this, or I see you need to do this, or let me tell you about a dream I had, group number 6, and you were in it. Group number 6, you feel like this person offers you even their insights to life. There's something very feminine about this person, like ancient divine feminine, even, I'm hearing. Like, this person may like goddess culture, or this person might like early anthropology around the feminine. Like, this person might be really into that. They're definitely a feminist, that's for sure. Regardless of gender, they are a feminist. They believe in the liberation and freedom of the feminine form and energy. I would say, lastly, you trust this person's instincts. If this person, because their intuition is really high, group number 6, so sometimes you are both in a situation and this person might say, you know what, I just feel like we should leave now. The energy is not right here. And group number 6, you will be like, okay, I agree, let's go. Like you trust what they're putting out. This might be your spiritual witchy friend because you really believe they are quite wise. They have learned from their own experiences. They know how to grow in their current situation. I think you trust their trajectory, group number 6, and just as who they are as a person. Yeah, if this person is witchy, you trust them. Even magically, you do. You don't see this person abusing their magical powers as well. I'm not getting any kind of romantic relationship, but let's see. What about you makes them want to be a better person? Yeah, I don't know if this is someone who has romantic feelings for you, group number 6. I really do get that this is, if they do, it might be a past person you used to be involved with romantically, but now you all are friends. Like you just both decided it worked out better to be friends. That's interesting. Yeah, I would say that you both like to do many of the same things, like go on retreats, meditation retreats, yoga retreats. You both like to spend a lot of time together that's very quality time. I think you both have supported each other around. If this was an ex of yours, you really released that aspect of the relationship. I think you both really sat down with each other and was like, you know what, we don't really align romantically, but we are the best of best friends. So if there ever was something romantic between you both of you, it's now quite clearly platonic, but very close. I mean, you both can still talk to each other about things and share things with each other. There's definitely a playfulness in your relationship that I think probably really would have only come about because you all used to be kind of close in a particular kind of way. So what about you makes them want to be a better person? They've watched how you've healed, group number 6. And there's something there where you've kind of just encouraged them to look at how they carry their wounds and how they kind of get stuck on things. They also watch how you work with your ancestors, group number 6. They really respect that. They're like, wow, I didn't know that was a practice that I might want to get into myself. Like you've encouraged them to get to know more about their lineage and working with their well ancestors. There's something there that they really appreciate about you and that they've learned so much about. They also, what about you makes them a better person, want to be a better person, is that you're not afraid to cut your cutoff game is real good, group number 6. You're not afraid to walk away from shit. Like you're not afraid to walk away from a bad job, a bad project, bad relationship. You're just like, okay, well, this is not working for me. And you have really set an example of how you don't need to endure toxic, worn out relationships. You have shown them in many ways that we have to make choices about what we want to keep experiencing. Yeah, you have modeled to them, group number 6, that you don't need to be with someone who's constantly lying to you or making you feel like you're nothing to them. Like you're kind of like one of these people, group number 6, that you just are like, why would you ever put up with that? Like, that's not, why do I need to put up with that? I think another thing that they really like about you, group number 6, that makes them want to be a better person is that you don't mind being curious. You don't mind looking into things and doing your research. Sometimes you'll hear something on the news, group number 6, and they know that you've heard something that you are like, is that true? Let me go look that up. You're one of these people that even if you attend a lecture or you're just in a conversation with somebody and they say something, you're like, wait, let me fact check you. You're one of those people. They actually like that about you because you don't take things on face value sometimes. I mean, it depends on the person, but I think for you, group number 6, you're like, listen, if that's not jiving with me, let me go research this and get back to you. You're very open-hearted. You're a person who they realized you could have just cut them off if you all were in an intimate relationship before, you could have just cut them off and been like, okay, bye, that didn't work out. But you are a person that sees the value in people and relationships, even though you can have a good off game. If you really are committed to someone and the relationship you have with someone, you're willing to transition it. You're willing to help save that relationship. And they feel honored that they have a second wind with you, as a good friend, as a confidant. And, secretly, maybe fantasy wise, they may fantasize about you all trying that again someday, but I don't get the energy of like, that's what they want right now. Let me see what else group number 6 about you that makes them want to be a better person. Ooh. Hold on, spirit. Yeah, I think that this person, they still have maintained some attraction to you, group number 6. But I think also they have agreed that what you all have now is a much better version of the relationship that you all started with. If you all were never intimate, it's just that your relationship has gotten deeper, much more. You have seen them through some relationships that were really toxic. They may have seen you through, group number 6, some kind of really bad third party situation that ended up in a divorce or ended up in a really bad breakup. So, take it where it resonates. We're reading and channeling for quite a few different people. But what about you makes them want to be a better person, group number 6, is that they've seen how you've turned many heartbreaking situations around, and you've maintained your power. You know how to manifest the things that you want in life. You've never let heartbreak or disappointment stop you. What about you makes them want to be a better person is that sometimes you don't need all the attention, even though, again, like I'm going to say, a lot of people are attracted to you, group number 6. But sometimes you can just be very humble and low key, and you don't need the attention on you. It's not like all the time that you're attracting someone. So in that respect, group number 6, they kind of like respect you because they know that you could eat up all that attention and become really conceited and all that, and that's just not your vibe. I think the thing about you that makes them want to be a better person, and I'll kind of end here, is that they fantasize about being a better person and you kind of reconsidering having a romantic relationship with them. I think that's in the recesses of their mind. I think that's why they want to be better. And eventually they hope. I think it's on a hope thing. It's not something I've gotten in a couple of other groups where the person's really wanting to reveal this. Not in this group. I think this person, it's just kind of like a low-key, back in the mind kind of desire, but it's not driving their current relationship with you. They're very happy with what you all have. So group number 6, if you resonated with any or all of this channeled message, can you give me a thumbs up, please? It's just a way to help me grow this brand new channel. And if you want to stay connected, you like the way that I channel messages, and there's a lot of different kinds on this channel, from audio only to reading cards to doing lives. So I hope that we can stay connected. Consider this an official invitation to subscribe to this channel and click the bell so you get notified when I upload new readings. And group number 6, this is where we part. This sounds like a beautiful relationship, and it also sounds like it has the potential to be much more at some other date if you want it. So group number 6, I'm very happy that I got a chance to read for you. So if you're still here, I want to invite you all again. If you like the way that I read and you think that you would like a personal reading, I do have those available on my new website, which is www.blackdoveoracle.com. And if you ever want to send me an email, this is my email address, blackdovedreamer@gmail.com. Most of all, I would love if you like, comment, subscribe. Again, it helps me grow this brand new channel. And I look forward to reading for you all again. My honeys, take care.